Hello everyone and welcome to Kdh Art Class. We are now done focusing on line and space, and we are now moving into color and value. Well, to fully understand how artists use color in their artworks, you have to understand the color wheel. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make a color wheel. Now, because of the limited supplies people may have at home, we're not going to mix paint to create this color wheel. We're just simply going to make a color wheel using something to color with, like crayons or color pencils. Those would probably be the best. You could even use markers. We just need to understand the order of the color wheel so that we can do these next few lessons. My students at school will probably be mixing paint and making the color wheel by mixing paint, so they can understand how to make a color wheel more deeply. But again, these next few lessons that we're going to do are based on color theory, not so much on how to mix and make colors. That is very vital. It's frustrating me not to be able to have my students at the houses paint and mix the paints and create their stuff, because you really do learn so much when you're mixing your own colors. But they'll just have to wait till they get back to school. So, what do we need? We need paper, pencil, something straight to draw with, something circular to trace around, and of course, at least the 6 colors in a rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. We'll get to that in a minute. Pretty much every package of crayons or markers or color pencils will have those 6 basic colors. Those are what artists call primary and secondary colors. So before we get on to that, let's go ahead and zoom out so we can see our paper. And no, it doesn't have to be a circle, but it's just so much easier to find something circular in your house to trace around. You can find a lid, you can find a plate, you know, even some of the cups nowadays. You should see the size of some of my coffee cups. You could use that to trace around. You just need something to trace around. Just for a nice easy start. In fact, I think I'm going to change this to marker so that everybody can see it better. I know if you're sitting up close with your computer, you can probably see it pretty good, but people on their cell phones and my students that are sitting at the back of the room looking at the screen will have a harder time seeing that pencil. And of course I grabbed the marker that's semi-dried out, so it doesn't even go good. Okay. So now we need to use our straight edge. You don't really have to, but why not? We're going to put a dot at the top, a dot at the bottom. Then you need to separate this, add 2 more dots over here. Okay, So you want to try and space them out as best you can. If this was a clock, this would be like 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So 12, 2, 4, 6. And that would mean 8 and 10 need to be our next spots. If this was a clock. Okay, we don't need one in the middle. Then go ahead and connect. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Again, we're just going to be using this as our color wheel. Oh my goodness, mine is really off, but that's all right. We artists love these opportunities to kind of fix things. So they don't exactly go into the middle, but it's all right. We only need these 6 pie shapes. If this was a pizza, I'd probably end up with a small piece because I cut it wrong. Okay. Now, we're ready to find our 3 primary colors. So there are 3 primary, P-R-I-M-A-R-Y. 3 primary colors. And I'm just going to go ahead and put 3 lines there for us to write down what color they are. Those colors are the only colors that you cannot mix to create. You must have these 3 to mix and make all the other colors. Now, you start adding white and black, then you have the lighter and the darker, but that's a lesson later on. So our 3 primary colors are red, R-E-D, red, yellow, Y, you can kind of see it, E-L-L-O-W, yellow, and blue, B-L-U-E, red, yellow, blue. So when we're coloring our color wheel, I'm going to start with my red color. Actually, it's a red violet, but it's what I have right now. So red, yellow, blue. Okay, so red's the only one I'm missing. I'm going to start with one triangle, and I'm going to color it red. In this case, the closest thing I have to a red crayon, which is my red violet. Oh, thank goodness it looks red to you. Alright. And you're going to carefully color in one triangle. Now this is very important. The next one, don't touch. No touching that one. You're going to go to this one. So, no touching. And now I'm going to put the yellow in the third triangle. So, red, no touching, yellow. Some of you are going to get going pretty fast, so be careful that you skip just one triangle. color it in. Red, no touching. Yellow, no touching. Blue. Oh, I already hear all my kids that love blue. Why does blue get the smallest triangle? The answer is simple. Miss Howard did not do perfect triangles. We did not measure. We're not going to measure. We just need a color wheel. Yeah. Alright, so take a look. You should have an empty space in between. Alright. None of these should be touching each other. If you accidentally put the yellow there, put the yellow in the correct spot. The beauty is, well, it's not 100% a mistake. It's okay. You're okay. You're okay. If you got the yellow there, that's okay. That's alright. Spread them out. I'm going to give you guys probably about 30 seconds to get those 3 areas colored. So you have 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alright, so let's talk about these empty spots. We're going to start with this first one. We have red, we have yellow. You can, with your crayon, if you want, or your colored pencils, put them on top of each other, but it's not going to work really good. But you are going to see a little bit that it turns orange. Okay? So you can try and mix it, or you can take your orange crayon, and I would do both. I'd show, you see how close that is? That's pretty good. Ha! Miss Howard was not lying. Okay? I do not lie. I might exaggerate, but I do not lie. I do silly stories. But, and you can color the whole thing in. You can even do it with the color pencils. So when you start mixing, and where's my red? Here's my red. I actually have a red one here. When you start mixing, you can blend them on top of each other to create the colors. So paint is not necessary, but I'm just going to show you each way of doing it. And you get different looks depending on which color you put down first. And it's kind of hard to see it there, but this one is like a nice richer orange, and this one's a little bit more yellowy orange because I put the yellow first. Okay, so we have made orange, red, orange, yellow. These are known as our fire colors. I say that because when you color the sun, when your mom has that stove that turns red for hot, okay? Okay, anything, you're drawing a campfire, usually stick with these fire colors. Alright, let's turn and let's move to the next one. So we have yellow and blue. We have a fire color, and then we have the other color, your other primary, which is a cool, refreshing, watery color. Okay? When we mix these two together, we're going to get a new color. So if I'm taking my yellow and I add my blue, you're going to get the color green. And you can just take your green crayon, or you can mix it. Or you can do like Miss Howard and do a little bit of everything, just so that you can kind of see what happens. Mixing crayon. So mixing my crayon. And get it green. Right, the blue, the green crayon. Or again, using, do I have a blue? I do. Okay, I always have to check because I always grab like the indigo color. This is where I'm starting with the yellow and then going on top with the blue. To create that kind of green. It's more of a blue-green, but again, that's the fun of mixing stuff. You start, and this is starting with the blue. When you start mixing stuff, you start learning so much more. And you put the yellow on top. And they look a little different, but at the same time, a different shade of green. So you can mix your crayons, you can mix your colored pencils, but we just need to know this is green. So we have red, orange, yellow, green, blue. There's one more color. So let's turn our paper some more. And now, we don't need that yellow anymore. We need to mix our red with our blue. And you're going to discover that you have made a purple color. And again, you can use your purple crayon. You can mix to create it. Okay. Or you can even take the color pencils. Oh, I left that area really big. This one I'm going to start with the red and then put the blue on top to create that purple. And this is blending. We're blending two colored pencils together, or we blended two crayons together. And this is what it's going to look like when I start with the blue on the bottom. And I blend the red on top, or mix the red on top. So you will get your purpley shade. And you're learning how to mix colors. Okay? So we don't need paint, it's just more fun with paint. Alright, so our primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, made new colors. These are called secondary, S-E-C-O-N-D Y. And there are 3 secondary colors. Let's go ahead and write those down before we forget. We have orange, O-R-A-N-G-E, green, G-R-E-E-N, and purple, P-U-R-P-L-E. Congratulations! You have made your very own color wheel. We will be referring back to this color wheel for our next couple of projects. So don't lose your color wheel. If you want to label it, it's a wheel. Part of the reason why I wanted to go with a circle with our colors on it. Color wheel. I hope you enjoyed learning on how to make secondary colors by using our primary colors, and that we learned that we can mix them with our crayons and with color pencils. Stay tuned for some more exciting lessons. Bye!